Welcome back, everybody. It's the Brandon Boys podcast. We're in the building. Got our first special guest, Brent Martin.
What's going on, guys?
What's up? Yeah, it's Blake. What we got going on today, Zion?
Hey, man, it's episode 3, so we got some good, heavy topics. All right, we're gonna kind of work around our guests a little bit, give them some topics that we're just gonna let them have a platform and talk about it. How y'all boys feeling this week, though? Gotta ask that.
Good, man.
I'm feeling pretty good.
It's Wednesday.
Nice weather.
Sure.
Finally kicking off. Tired of that cold and the wind.
Facts. Springtime. Take a quick minute to pause and see what I'm sipping on, tequila. And my boy Brent sipping on the tea. Can't go wrong with it. But our first topic is going to be, does money buy happiness?
Yeah, bro, you sound like a robot.
Yo.
You starting?
Yeah. Say this every time. It's a no-filter podcast, so everything is made for entertainment, advice, etc., information. So at the end of the day, it's all love. This isn't targeted to anybody, but I'll get started. To be honest, I think money does buy happiness. Straight off that. I'll elaborate a little bit, but yeah, for sure.
I would agree. I think money does buy happiness as well. Can't do anything in this world without it. I mean, it's just point blank period like that. What do you think?
Yeah, it does to a certain extent, but you got to remember that money isn't everything, especially in like relationships. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had millions of dollars, I'd be happy as shit because I could get everything I basically wanted in life that I never had.
Right.
And I could give back to my family. Like if I hit on my way home today, I literally saw that the Powerball's up to 302. Like if I hit 302 million, you're telling me I'm not gonna be happy?
Exactly.
I could buy so much happiness. My parents moved to Florida, but I could literally give them millions of dollars and they could literally do whatever they wanted.
Right.
Same thing with him. I could give my brother millions, he wouldn't be living in my house no more. I wouldn't be living there.
Right. I take it to the point like everybody in this world works for money. You stress out at your job for money, and I've heard this a lot. I'd rather cry in a Ferrari than in a fucking Prius. That's just me.
Yeah, bro.
Think about it, bro. You know, like,
Right, that's true.
people don't get it. Okay, granted, it probably doesn't buy all happiness because still gonna have like that emotional part of happiness. If I'm a billionaire and my wife leaves me, I'm gonna feel some sadness. I'm not gonna feel completely happy. But it buys that financial freedom and that financial happiness. There's different forms of happiness, and it buys at least some of those.
Yeah, and 90% of the people in the world, that's what their happiness comes from, is financial. You buy a new car or something, go on vacation, you need money for all that shit.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, think about it. I mean, you got like these 60-year-old actors out here and they're married to like 28-year-old models. Why do you think they are married to them 28-year-old sexy ass models? It's because their money buys their happiness because they basically paid for that sexy ass wife.
Give me a shovel because I'm going gold digging.
So that's
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing, but at the same time, like Dennis Quaid, he's 68 years old. His wife, he just married, is 27. Like
Dang.
that boy's happy as shit.
That's insane.
But he's literally old enough to be the dad of that girl. So
That's
it's kinda,
ridiculous.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Money runs the world.
Can't do anything without it, bro.
It's the root of happiness and the root of evil at the same time.
Agree.
You guys have anything else on that topic?
No, so we all agree. We're all in agreement that money does buy happiness.
Look, I'm going to tell it to you straight like this. If you don't think money buys happiness, you're not spending it the right way.
That's very true.
Ooh.
Point
Because
blank period.
if you sit there and hit the lottery and get millions of dollars, or you fall in line with a good job where you're getting at least 6 figures, and you're telling me that you're not happy with that,
Exactly.
then you're not doing it right.
All right.
Exactly. All right, so that's about all we have on that topic.
Yeah,
Our
bro.
second topic of the day is, should you bring up sex on the first date?
Ooh.
I'll let you guys have the floor on that one first.
I'll start since I'm now married. I would say back in the day, like in my high school days, I wouldn't give a shit. Because literally in high school, you're just trying to have fun anyway. So if you take a girl out on a date, more than likely you're trying to get something by the end of the night. But some girls don't go for that. Some girls, that's exactly what they want also. But when you're trying to find like a long-term relationship, like when you're older, like
When you're trying to
when you
settle down.
guys get to my age and you're trying to get married and stuff, if you bring that shit up, that's going to be a red flag for most women, especially if they have the same mindset and they're trying to settle down at the same time. They're going to be like, oh, okay, he just tried to get in my pants on the first date. Maybe that's all he wants, but that's not what I want.
Right.
Like, it took me
It's gonna scare her away.
3 weeks with my wife, Sam.
Wow.
You know her, Blake
Yeah.
knows her. But then again, she was a virgin, so I don't know if that plays a factor into it. But at the same token, she did voice her opinion that she wanted to take things slow because she wanted to know if it was the right thing to do or not. Because it's a big thing.
Right, for sure. I think it all depends on like what each person wants, to be honest too. Because if I'm trying to like drag on you and like, oh, I'm just looking for one thing, you're gonna obviously know like, yeah, I'm just trying to get to the sweet watery guts for real. Like I'm trying to just dive straight in there. But like if it's a real relationship thing, I want to make this thing last. We're gonna take our time, get to know you type shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, communication is definitely key in that situation.
I agree with
Like
you.
from the get-go, y'all need, most likely, before you actually go on an actual date together, more than likely you've already been talking.
It depends on the scenario for sure.
Facts.
And you'll probably get the vibe early, like if she's gonna be down with it or not.
Or if she's shy, yeah, you'll know.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how women's perspective on that would be, but it's kind of like 50-50. Like, you got some girls out here that are straight.
Depends if they're for the streets or not.
Yeah, straight,
You know?
hoeing around.
Yeah.
And that's all they care about. And then there's other ones that are like, no, I'm trying to settle down, so you're going to have to take shit slow.
You know, if they got 10 plus bodies watching this, they're like, shit, that was me.
Yeah. Gotta keep it guarded, bro.
Right.
All right, so I don't know, man. Since we got a married man in the building, let's talk about marriage. So I want to ask you, Brent, what changes when you get married and like the marriage life, kind of?
Oh, you don't get any more blowjobs.
Really?
Dang. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I only got married
said really?
literally last June, so it's kind of new.
Right.
But a lot of things, it's a huge commitment. So like, if you're not ready for it, then you can't just leap into that shit and be like, oh, yeah, let's get married, like out of the blue, if you're not 100% committed to that person, one. But what definitely changes is like your outlook on life. Like, you got to realize like you're settling down for life. You're either going to be that committed married man, or you're going to be married and then you're just going to completely just still be the same person you were in high school or whatever, or college. What, are you going to just hoe around on your wife? Like, that's what you have to ultimately decide. And
Right.
for me, I already had a kid, so it was like, I ain't getting any younger. So if I want another kid with my wife, I better get going on it. So
You had to settle down.
I had to settle down and make that decision. So it's like, you're with that woman for the rest of your life. So a lot of shit changes. Like, you have to learn how to financially support yourself, and to a certain degree, you gotta support her because she's now your family. And then if you guys have kids, you gotta support your kids together. Now, it definitely shouldn't be 100% on the guy to support it, because like my mom's a breadwinner, so it goes both ways. And to a certain degree,
It's not what females want nowadays.
I think, oh yeah, and that's another thing. You most definitely, eventually, probably are going to have to get a joint account. So then, what I did is I kept my personal account, and if I wanted any money to go into that personal account just for me, then I just transferred it over. And then all of our bills and stuff, and all of our regular like grocery money and stuff, gas and stuff, that goes into our joint account. So you definitely have to be prepared for that, because if you start like blowing through money, you got to remember like it's not all yours anymore.
Facts, yeah.
Let me ask you something. Does marriage change women though? Because I'll hear all the time when I used to work construction. Once you put the ring on the finger, they just completely turn. I mean, it might not be long enough because they say after a couple years of marriage, then that's when they turn into a bitch. But I was just asking.
Sam, like, just from my experience, hasn't really changed much. Like, I mean,
heard that
all
before,
women,
right?
all women are gonna have their moments. Especially now that mine's pregnant, she got her hormones. She has her changes that she goes through. Sometimes she just flies off the fucking wall over something small. But like, for other women, I would say, yeah, like, some of them are gonna completely be like stuck up about it and be like, "Oh, you're married to me now, so if you fuck up, half of everything you own is mine."
Yeah,
Because
that's the crazy part, bro.
they think that
They say you're stuck with me.
Yeah, they think
got you.
they're entitled to everything. Now, so far in marriage, and I don't think Sam's that type of person. She hasn't been like that. She's like, I mean, I didn't need your shit before to survive, so it's not like I'm gonna come after you if me and you got a divorce for everything you own. But like, and then there's other situations in marriage where like you're gonna argue about money. That's basically, and that's another thing. Like, money buys happiness. Like,
Yeah.
if me and Sam were financially like set, we wouldn't have any of the arguments about money that we have. Cause like shit gets tight. So
All comes back to the bread.
Facts.
but
No
I
matter
mean,
which way you flip the sandwich, bread comes first.
yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Yep. But
What do you think on it, bro? Have you ever heard
Marriage
people say
life?
that? Once you put the ring on it, they just change.
yeah. I mean, I would say like everybody, it's normal for everybody because it's marriage, it's a big adjustment. But it's all about like having patience and communicating. Since you're married to them, you kind of like, not everybody of course, because everybody gets divorced. Some people get divorced and split up. But like, you kind of know how they are. You kind of get adjusted into that. But of course, there's gonna come like issues along the way and everything, and like you gotta work them out. But it varies. Like, it's just the cycle of life. To be honest, anything can happen. It can go bad. That's just how it is. It's marriage. But like, if you're really committed to one another and like you really love one another, it's gonna take its course. It's gonna go through.
Marriage can definitely also help you both as individuals, make you a better person.
Facts.
Like, it forces you to grow up and basically be like, okay, I'm married now. I can't just go out to the bar and see some decent looking girl and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go talk to her. Like, if you go out with your boys and you're married, you just gotta be focused on one thing, and that's hanging out with your boys, watching sports, whatever you're doing at a bar, or hanging out playing pool. But it can make you a better person because it makes you grow up, it makes you settle down and become like a family man. You start taking on more responsibilities, and you become a better husband as time progresses, a better family man, better individual.
Yeah, facts.
Sure.
You have somebody to kind of like carry your weight with.
Yeah,
and come home and talk to you.
And you level each other out. Like, Sam levels me out. Like, she'll call me out. She's like, all right, you're being stupid about this situation. I'll say the same thing about to her. I'll be like, all right, you're not really thinking this through. You're not making the right decision here, and that's perfect for each other because then you come to a common denominator on a certain subject.
Right.
Like, I have a baby mama, and me and her don't see eye to eye sometimes, and there's things I want to say to her, but Sam basically like levels me out and says, just be the bigger person, even though she like tried to ruin my life. But
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
but it basically, all in all, if I wasn't married to Sam, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I wouldn't have the job I have. I definitely wouldn't have a fucking house. So
facts. Yeah, you gotta look at like a positive outlook on it. Definitely plays a part.
Facts.
Appreciate your input on that though. Like, that really like, it really put like kind of like strong sense of information out there, and like told people how like marriage really is.
Yeah, but the best advice I can give is like, with being newly married is, you'll know when the right time is. You'll get the hint from the girl, obviously, because girls are always like, when are you gonna propose? When are you gonna do that? Or they'll just bring up the question like, when do you plan on like getting married, or like when do you see us getting engaged or anything like that. But for the most part, you just gotta take it slow, and then you'll know when you're both ready to get married.
Facts.
Sure.
We're gonna dive into one more topic. And this topic, I don't have to say much on it, but it is. Do you think men and women can be straight platonic friends? I'll let you guys go first. Or you want me to go first?
You can go, bro.
Honestly, I think yeah they can, but us guys, 90% of the time, if we're like friends with a female, we try to smack at them before. It could have been a while back, or like we still could have liked you. Like no matter what, we could still have feelings for you.
Right.
We just strictly see you as a friend.
I feel like there's always some type of feeling. Like either the girl liked the guy and that's how y'all became friends, or the guy liked the girl. Like one of you guys friend zoned them and that's how you became strong friends. Mm-hmm. Or I don't know, like that's the only way I feel like I see it. What do you think?
I don't know. It kind of depends on like if you're
Circumstance.
even like attracted to that person, because like I was good friends with a couple girls throughout middle school and high school, and I never once thought of them as like, oh, I'd want to date her, or I'd want to tap that. Like
Facts,
they were just like genuinely nice people, but they obviously they were. The only reason why I even got to know them is because they were friends with my friends. So we were just in the same friends group, and because of getting to know each other, we basically grew up together through middle school and high school. So you go through all the life changes together, and you just kind of compare what's going on in each other's lives. But you can separate that. I mean, it just depends if you're a horn dog or not. I mean, there's definitely also some girls that like I liked in high school. I thought was cute in high school. And either we tried to date for like, and it lasted like 2 weeks, and then literally the one girl was like, yeah, I think of you like a brother, like this just feels weird. She was like, I was cool giving it a try, but then she literally was like, you just are like too much of like a brother to me. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then literally that like made our friendship stronger, and we're like still friends to this day.
That's the stuff like that. Like there's some things that just develop into like something you wouldn't even think it would be, but it's strong friendship. I mean, you guys end up being friends for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, it's awkward at the moment, like when you get like friend zoned, like either way, like the guy's like, oh nah, I don't see you as a girlfriend or anything, or the girl's like, oh, I don't feel this.
Right.
But it's either gonna make y'all stronger as friends, or it's gonna make shit super awkward, and then it's gonna like take a turn for the worse, and then next thing you know, you're not friends.
Thanks.
Yeah. So is it awkward if they break up the friendship?
I mean, it all depends on your maturity level. Like if you're like freshman in high school, and all through middle school you were trying to get with a girl, and next thing you know she like friend zoned you and is like, oh, I only think of you as a friend, because you know that's like a main thing women will say to you. Obviously, a freshman in high school is like 15 years old. They're gonna get all petty about it and be like, oh, then fuck you. Like I'm not.
You'll start spreading rumors saying you got a small dick and shit.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
I mean, we know you do, but like, you know what I mean?
Oh wow.
I work with what I got.
Yeah, bro.
You
guys got anything else on that topic?
No, pretty much covered it.
All right, well, that's all we have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys liked the episode and everything. Like, subscribe, comment. You know, keep giving us more topics to talk about.
Sure.
We'll have a new guest next week. Brent, really appreciate your time, brother.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. We'll drop his Instagram below. Hey, you guys have a blessed and safe week. Peace.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Load up the Drake. Fuck it, I'll make it.